Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's me again in Holly of Holly's World. Excuse me today. It's sweltering here in the Dominican Republic. It's very hot and I'm sweating a little bit. Um, so today I want to share with you a dream that I had, and I had this dream in, I'm gonna say, June of 2020. And the reason why this dream is so, when I had it, it kind of baffled me because I was like, well, why you should? Because I'm going to tell you about a dream I had before that. It's a dream about um, a flood that came. Now, the flood dream that I had happened 3 years ago. And I'm going to open up with this dream with this flood first because it's important to note, because I want to let people know that the dream that I'm telling you about, please don't say it's, no, that doesn't mean real tsunami. That means God is bringing the people together. He's going to, please, because that's not what my dream is. I know I'm an interpreter, even though I get dreams and visions and spiritual hearings, and I can interpret my dreams and my visions and my hearings. So I know when I have a dream or vision what it is about. And this dream that I'm going to tell you about is very literal, and it is about a tsunami that is coming. Now, let me just start with the first that I had, because that dream I didn't share because, well, I know, let me stop you right there. I did share it, but I shared it on Facebook. I never shared it I hadn't shared it on YouTube. I was sharing it with all the people I have on my page on Facebook. And so that dream, the first dream that I had, and that dream was 3 years ago. I think it was in 2018, and I had a dream about a flood coming. And in this dream, I was on, like, well, I knew I was in the Dominican Republic. Yes, because I was living on the fourth floor, but only difference is I had my son in my arms already. He was a toddler, and I was holding him. I was like, oh, okay. Because I haven't given birth to him yet. So so I was paying close attention to this dream because I was like, what's gonna go happen here? Anyway, I was sleeping on this, so it was a dream. So in the dream, we was on the fourth floor, and I remember the water had begun to rise. The water was rising up to, like, the second floor. So the water ended up being between the I'm gonna say the second and the third floor. Okay. And so as the water began to rise, I remember we were standing on the balcony outside on my fourth floor apartment, and I began to get panicky, like, oh my God, the water's coming up. And so I held on to my son in my arms, and I dived in. Why I dived in, I don't even know. But this is what the dream is. I dived into this water, these flood waters. Now let me just let you know that the Dominican Republic is not. They have at times floods. Okay, a lot of them are not dangerous. There's even been some couple here in the city. You just have your rain boots on, and it's not as bad. It's not that it's not unusual. Okay, so in this dream, I dived in with my son, and then we go down into that water, and we came up, and we seemed to be fine. And then that was the end of the dream. So what I want to say about the dream and why I'm opening that with that dream is because last year I kind of had forgot about that dream, but all I know is what I said to the Lord God in heaven: look, before them flood waters come rolling in through here, please get me out of here, because I ain't about to be in no crazy flood. I don't want to be in a flood of any type of, something life-threatening like that. Because if you're going to show it to me, then you're going to get me out of here. So, just let me know ahead of time. That was my prayer to the Lord God in heaven. So, that'll be the indication I said, because I know that, so if the Lord God in heaven would get me out of here, then I know whenever He would, I knew the flood was coming. That was my prayer, right? After this dream. So we went to, I was, I'm still in the Dominican Republic, but I'm living in another place right now. Hold on. No, so not we, I'm sorry. I moved to a different apartment and, it was all good. Now, last year, a hurricane rolled through the Dominican Republic, right? And apparently it was is very bad. Why do I say apparently like I don't know? Well, because the city that I live in the Dominican Republic is inland. It's not on the shore. The floods, okay, let me just say, it's inland. And the reason why a lot of these people think that their land is so blessed in the Dominican Republic in this particular city is because it's surrounded by mountains, high mountains, right? So when you tell the people here, they said on the news, this is coming or a flood, blah blah blah, a hurricane. Oh no, no problemo, because they feel like no, it's not going to be a problem for us. We are the blessed city. That's what they say because we are surrounded by mountains, so these things do not affect us. And they're partly right because when that flood came through that I dreamed about, it was no flood happening here in this city. So I didn't even know until I had saw the news and read about it that this hurricane that came through caused a flood on the outer parts of the shores, right? And that it caused a flood. It was a flood. The water came inland and blah blah blah. The water came up, obviously 2 stories or more high, and there was a woman and a child who drowned in this flood. And I was taken aback because I was like, oh my God, that's my dream. That's the dream that I had, that a flood came and the woman and the child, who was me in that dream, we jumped into the water. But it wasn't that in real life what happened was that the water overtook them. The water overtook this mother and her child. So I was like, oh my God, it was like, wow, that, to know that your dream, I'm always taken aback when I see the dream come to fruition, which my dreams often do, always, So, well, now I'm going to tell you about the tsunami, the reason why I opened with that dream. Because I'm going to share this dream, because this dream is not a flood that's coming. It is a tsunami. Okay? With my eyes in this dream, I saw what was going to happen. It wasn't a long dream, but it was definitely a dream of concern. Because I was walking down the dream. Let's get into this dream. I was walking down the street here in the Dominican Republic, okay, in my neighborhood. And I just, some people were on the other side of the street coming toward me as usual, say, hola. And then I happened to just turn around real quick, look back like I do sometimes. And what did I see? I saw the tsunami that was like practically almost on my heels. And when I saw that, I turned back around forward, and there was a building on my right-hand side, and there was another building on my left-hand side. Both were 7 stories high, people. Both. Okay? And I bolted, and that tsunami was coming so fast in a dream. This is how I know it was coming so fast, because the door to the building on the right-hand side, which is the side of the street that I was on, I didn't even have time to go in, run in there, and run up those stairs. No, it was coming so fast that in the dream, I climbed the building. I was just like, boom, 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 on each floor, like boom. And then I landed, I climbed over that little fence thing that they have in these buildings, and I was on the roof of the building. And on the roof of this building was about 3 chairs, okay? And one elderly woman was sitting on the chair, in the middle of the chair, in the middle chair. And when I got up there, I was like, I took a deep breath. I was like, oh my God. And I sat down right next to her. And she wasn't saying nothing. She was looking out. And when I sat down, I looked out to see what the damage of the tsunami that was coming down the street. And the tsunami was 6 stories high because it had settled already. And it was doing like this, the waves, like waving back and forth like that. Like it was trying to get to, like it was tipping on the 7th floor, but it didn't get to the 7th floor. It was just going back and forth like that. And the people who were down on that street were overtaken by that flood. Now, and that was the end of the dream. Now, why am I saying this? Because people, it is a tsunami that is really coming. And the Lord God in heaven gave me that dream to let people know. And I have been telling people on Facebook, and before I started this page, I've been telling people on, on their page about this tsunami that's coming. And people are like, oh no, that's not what that means. The Lord God is going to gather his people and we're going to preach. And I'm like, that's really? No, that's not what that is, honey. Not with, maybe with your dream. With my dream, it's literal. It is literal. And I always knew my dreams were literal. Okay? So what this dream is telling me is that warn the people there is a tsunami coming. Now I want you to hear somebody else's dream so that you can know when I tell you that this dream is coming to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Haiti, that you will know that I'm telling you the absolute truth. Okay? After I had this dream, I'm going to say like about a month or so after, it was still in 2020, right? This girl on YouTube was telling her dream, this woman, right? And she said that, I don't know, she was talking about, because I always knew that what I knew, because when I was telling the dream about this, I told people, I said, listen, this tsunami is coming from, there's going to be an asteroid that hit. And that's where it's coming from. That's what's going to happen. The asteroid is going to cause this tsunami. Okay? All right. Now listen to, now let me just tell you something. That's what was put in my spirit. I, however, did not see that in my dream, what was going to be the cause of it. I only saw that the tsunami was coming. It's behind me. When it comes, it's going to be so fast because tsunamis travel so very fast. Even some of them travel up to 600 miles per hour. That is faster than the speed of light. That is just as fast as the speed of light. It's very fast when it comes in land. Okay? Now listen to this young woman's dream who I was listening to. Because one thing about me, I will tell you somebody else's dream because somebody else's dream usually sometimes will give me confirmation of what the Lord God in heaven put in me. Now, this woman was on YouTube and she said she saw in her dream the asteroids. It was coming, and she saw the dream, it was coming down, and she said, oh my God. So she looked out the window and she saw that an asteroid was coming, and it hit. And then she said, she didn't see nothing happening when it hit. She said, but the Lord God in heaven showed her where it hit. He took her to a land that had, she said, all I know is that there's an M out in the land. The letter M. It hit the spot on the letter M in the alphabet. The letter M, right? Okay. So me being the curious journalist that I am, because I am, I went online. I said, well, I'm going to go and pull up the Caribbean map, and I'm going to see exactly where these M's are, or this M she's talking about. Because and instinctively, I'm telling you right now in this sermon, I said, I know with my whole heart that one of those M's is right either in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, or Haiti. And sure enough, I pulled up the whole entire Caribbean map, and what did I see? There are 3 M's. Haiti has the most deepest M at the end of their land on the left side, because they're on the left side of the Dominican Republic, right? Right. They have the deepest M. I said, uh-huh. And then I looked around, and lo and behold, we see another M, slight M, at the front of the Dominican Republic. Boom. Then I look in Puerto Rico. What did I see? Yet another M, the letter M, at the tip of Puerto Rico. So when I tell you, and I've been telling Puerto Rico and all the people there, if you are living in these countries, before I even saw that woman's her dream, I said it. I said, y'all, if you live in Puerto Rico, y'all better get up and get out. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti, because there is a big tsunami coming, and that mountain is not going to save it. How do I know? Because I said, if it was the tsunami in my dream was 6 stories high, then after it hit inland, you have to understand the probability. This is the probability. What are the probabilities that that tsunami, when it came up off the coast, was at least 3 times higher than 6-story high? 6 stories. It has to be higher than 6 stories. It has to be at least 3 times as much. Because if it comes over, or more than that, because if it came over the mountain and it finally hit inland, because Lord God in heaven let me know, those mountains are not going to save this country from that tsunami that's coming. It's not going to do it this time. So what that's telling me, that it has to be, I'm not even going to say it's 3 times higher. I'm going to say it has to be at least 5 or more times higher. That's the probability. And then for those of you who know math, you can give me the answer, what's the probability, because I'm telling you that tsunami has got to be 5 to 10 times as higher than 6 stories in order for it to come inland and be 6 stories. It didn't come in from the coast 6 stories, because it would never be 6 stories coming into land over those mountains. All right? So what I'm saying to you is that if you live in any of these countries, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, or Haiti, if you can get out and go to South America, another country in South America, I advise you to do so. Or another island in the Caribbean, I advise you, please, get up and get out, because it is coming. It's coming. And that is all I want to say. I hope you people understand that it's literal, these tsunamis that people are dreaming about, and the asteroids are definitely coming too as well. Be forewarned about that. It's coming, and it's going to cause a tsunamic effect. Right? So, love, peace, and happiness, and take care. Bye-bye.